Here we have Ana Matamala. She's from the Universitat Autònoma de Barcelona. She's long-haired and wearing glasses. She's Caucasian and white skin as well.
And very round-faced. That's what I even dare to say.
Welcome.
Hello. Thank you, Juanpe. Thank you, everybody. I'm here to present the Media Accessibility Platform, MAP, which if you want to go online now or later, you will find this, this platform on the link mapaccess.org. To be on the safe side, I've prepared a slide presentation, but maybe I'll go online and show it live, see if it works. What is MAP? MAP is a media access repository, wants to map what's out there in terms of media accessibility. And we understand that we understand media accessibility very broadly. So we don't think that media accessibility is only for persons with disability. We think that media accessibility is for everybody. So we include here subtitling in its different forms. We consider subtitling, we consider audio description, but we also consider linguistic accessibility. So for instance, dubbing, voiceover, etc. So MAP basically wants to gather as much as possible about these different modalities, about media accessibility. How it all started? Well, it was Pilar Orero, Gian Maria Greco, Pablo Romero, and I. We started designing this platform. We got funding from a project, and well, you'll see what we develop. We still have that this is a beta version, and hopefully next spring we'll have, you know, the full release. But I would say that it's a very, very mature beta version, as you will see. MAP includes information about research on media accessibility, about training, about events, about modalities, about stakeholders, and about needs. And I will explain each of these parts briefly. I would like to say that although I have mentioned 4 persons as the, you know, the people who started MAP, MAP is possible thanks to a wide array of contributors. And I will mention that a bit, well, I will talk a bit more about this later. So this is the landing page. Basically on this page, you have the different sections on top, which I will be describing now in the next slides. And you can see at a glance, different sections, which are projects, the latest news, a calendar, publications, training courses, events, legislation, standards, and guidelines. So you actually see some examples from each of these categories, and it also has access to the accessometer. So let's have a look at each of these elements in more detail. So on top of the page, as I said, there are different sections that you can have access to what is MAP, so about MAP, and to each of the categories I've just mentioned. It also includes an advanced search functionality. So let's take a step at a time and see what MAP includes. In terms of research, actually, what we have inputted, we are inputting information about projects. So if any of you is involved in a project and you want this project to be included here, that means a title, a summary, the acronym, the duration, the principal investigator, we can do that, okay? So we've tried to gather as much information as possible on projects on media accessibility. We also gather information about publications, which is what I'm showing now. So you have a whole list of publications with metadata that allow you to order these publications depending on the type of publication, the title, the year, the author, etc. And we also enter a list of conference presentations, also with associated metadata. We do not upload all the presentations, because of course they are copyright, or the publications, because they are copyright issues. But we link to where this publication, for instance, is available, if it is available open access. So actually you can go into this platform and try to find publications on a certain topic related to media accessibility, and you will get a whole list. And this is very useful if you are writing papers, if you are doing a PhD, if you are doing an MA thesis. Then there is a section on training that we still need to populate a bit more, but we try to gather information about university courses, MOOCs, and professional training courses. So if you are involved in any course, you want it to be listed here, it will allow us this map to better map the media accessibility scenario. Then we have another section on events, and here we try to list all the events which we classify depending on the type of event it is. So we have conferences, webinars, seminars, workshops, tutorials, and other type of events. And we have a specific section on mapping, which was a MAP conference we had in Vigo a few years ago. Another section is about modalities. Modalities are like the tags we use for all these different things I've mentioned. So some of the modalities we include are accessible filmmaking, audio description, audio subtitling, dubbing, localization, media interpreting, re-speaking, revoicing, sign language interpreting, subtitling for the deaf and hard of hearing, subtitling, surtitling, voiceover, etc. So if you go online and go to one of these modalities, the system will offer you a list of publications, a list of projects, etc., related to each of these modalities. So again, if you are writing a PhD on audio subtitling, it's a good place to start. Go here, check what you have under audio subtitling. There is another section on stakeholders. This is work in progress, but it will include information about industries and associations. And then there is a section on news, in which, for instance, I put the information about this winter training school. On top, as I said before, there is an advanced search feature in which you can search by simply typing certain words, by adding the name of the people you want to search. Imagine you want to search a paper by Juan Pedro Rica Peromingo, so you write down his name and you come up with a list of papers, for instance, that he's been involved in. You can search by content type. I've mentioned news, conference presentations, projects, etc. And you can filter by modality, the modalities I mentioned on a previous slide. So by doing this, you can actually search, do an advanced search on all the content that we have right now in the MAP platform. And of course, on the right, there is a list of keywords. There are many, many more. And you can also filter by keywords. So I think that this is a nice feature of this platform. You see that, for instance, for media accessibility, we have more than 1,000 entries right now. And then there is another very specific feature of MAP, which is the accessometer. And in MAP, we not only input information about publications and projects, we also input information about legislations, standards, and guidelines. So laws, standards published by standardization agencies, and guidelines, recommendations by any other type of organization. So when we input this information, we associate it to a country. So this accessometer allows us to see the countries in which there is at least one legislation or standard or guideline that has been inputted. Of course, this is very highly dependent on what we input that, and when I say we, I mean all the contributors. Pink, there is a color that means that there is no legislation, and gray, we don't have information. And then there are specific maps for each of the different countries. So I would invite you to check this accessometer, and then maybe pay attention to specific countries. So in this case, I chose Brazil, and each country is given automatically what we call a media accessibility index. There is an algorithm that gives different weights to the legislation, standards, guidelines, and combinations of these documents, and then gives an index. Okay, this is work in progress, as I said before, but what's really important is that we can all collaborate and that we can all input the information so that we can have really what, as I said before, a map of what is out there. The next steps in the process is we are collaborating now with the ALMA network, and we'll also be collaborating, well, we are collaborating with the Cost Action Lead Me to populate this platform a bit more, to have technical support. And basically, maybe to conclude, I would like to highlight what you can do, what each of the participants in this session can do. I think that sharing research is very, very important. You are probably publishing in open access. If not, that's something I would advise you to do as much as possible. But also, I think that having your research, you know, a list of your inputs in this platform will allow you to have more visibility, and also it will allow all of us to share our research and to have one place where we know that information about media accessibility is available. So I invite all of you to become a contributor to this media accessibility platform. We list all the contributors here on the website about contributors. Right now we have 2 data entry supervisors. I saw Irene online on this presentation. Irene is actually supervising the data entry, and we have a whole list of contributors. If you are interested in helping us with MAP, just contact me and I will let you know how to do that. It can be that we tell you how you can contribute. So we ask you to input data, or maybe you say, okay, I'm going to input the data from this country, or maybe I want to input data from this research group, or maybe I'm doing a PhD and gathering a lot of information on this topic. Can I help you and input the data? So all types of contributions are welcome. You just need a bit of time, not that much, to do that regularly. And well, that's basically my presentation. If you have any questions on the MAP platform, or I think that's the time I was allowed to present, correct?
You have 2 more minutes, Anna.
For questions, if anyone has a question. Or no questions, Pilar, now, sorry.
Akis asked us to input Mediaverse, and of course
that's
we
fantastic.
will do that.
Please.
Any other question? Any volunteers to input?
No, Pilar, I don't want to, I think that it's not now the reply, because this is a commitment also. It's not a very serious commitment. It will take you 20 minutes every week, or maybe you say half an hour every 2 weeks. But we want committed people. So go online, check the website, check MAP, see that it makes sense, because it does make sense, and then come back to us, and we'll be very glad to have you on board.
Yes, because for example, from tourism, we don't have anything.
No, we are lucky.
Kaslav, Miroslav.
I was also going to say about technology from engineers. I think we would like some of that as well.
Yes, we have many publications, but not on all the areas. And then projects, we are missing a lot. But of course, we do what we can with our contributors. This is why we are asking all of you to join us when you can, or maybe you have someone in your team, or yeah, just have a look.
Akis raised his hand before.
Yeah, that's right. I just wanted to ask how long is this project going to last, and whether there is commitment to maintain the map up to date?
Yes, the map started being an initiative of 4 people. Then we got some funding from a project, and then it moved under the Transmedia Catalonia umbrella, so our research group in Barcelona. So our research group is totally committed to keep it updated. What we need is to involve more people. And this is why, for instance, now we are working with the ALMA network and also with Lead Me, the Cost Action. So as long as transmedia is there and I am leading it, or I mean, our team is leading it, I think we have this commitment to keep inputting data. There's been so much effort in this that we don't want to lose it at all. I think we have to keep making it bigger and bigger.
Very nice.
Mainly now that IRT is closing down, and they also had a repository for standards that is going to be wasted. So I think you would only this one left with all the information.
And we keep it as open as possible. This is why I said, okay, we are gonna team up with the ALMA network, but also with COST. So, you know, we're open to any suggestions that you may have.
And do you have any channel that people can get in touch, like Twitter or a newsletter, something like that?
Not from MAP. So basically,
Okay.
if they want to contact us, they go online and you say how to become a contributor, and there is a link. We've got a specific address for MAP, but we don't have anything else in this regard. But that's something we will discuss.